Welcome to the Daily Dixon channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Venom. Let there be carnage. Now this podcast review might be a little misleading because this movie is filled with suck. I mean, it sucks from the beginning to the middle and it sucked at the end. And it's got so much suck in it. It's just the right amount that I still kind of enjoyed the fucking movie. Now, I don't know what people are saying that this is an improvement from the first one. The first one was pretty bad, but hey, I'm a comic book geek. I love all the original stuff that happened with Carnage. The whole legacy that he had in the comics, then they ruined it when they brought him back with bullshit. Anyway, I kind of enjoyed the movie for its, I don't know, it's trying to be the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans and the Amazing, like it's just, it took it very comic booky, very nerdy, funny type stuff, but it just didn't work. Like, I'm gonna label this a bad fucking movie, and let's go through this for a little bit. Just bear with me. It's directed by Andy Serkis, who I love as the, you know, what do they call it, the capture acting, motion capture, where he did Gollum and Planet of the Apes. He's just an amazing performer. I like him in a lot of the roles he does, but he's directed the fucking movie. They gave Gollum, Andy Serkis, the directorial, you know, I don't know. He's in charge, okay? And the movie's fucking zany, silly. I feel like they didn't even let the performers be who they are. First off, I don't like Tom Hardy as fucking Brock. I don't like Brock at all. I don't like his, you know, whatever theme he's put into it. I just don't like it at all. And as a matter of fact, I like him as an actor. And, you know, who's not going to love Woody Harrelson, you know, and Michelle Williams is actually in this. And who the fuck is she, right? I mean, who knows? But I know her because she's in the fucking Halloween movie, not that silly TV show that she was in. Anyway, this movie has elements of such suckiness that I laughed out loud. There's a guy, you know what? I don't want to make fun of him, but there's a guy in here. He plays a detective. What is it? Mulligan or something like that? Now, he's a comic book character, supposedly, but he's fucking horrible in this movie. He's horrible. Go away. You should never been in the movie. Whoever your friend is. You seem to be someone I recognize from things, so it looks like you have some talent there. Like, I wouldn't say you're a shitty actor, but you don't fit here. And as much as I was dying to see Woody Harrelson as Carnage, I don't get it. This whole movie sucked. It just sucked. It's got little things that the comic book in me lover just jumps at joy for. What they tried to do, how they tried to do it. But fuck the bullshit with Brock and his fucking relationship with Venom and the fucking side things that go on with his arguments, and like, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. And then you bring in the fucking Spider-Man cameo. Ooh, spoiler alert. No, sorry, when a movie is filled with this much suck, it's gotta be fucking, and this isn't even a Snyder cut. That's the only movie I ever labeled suck, but on my thumbnail. But so I'm enjoying this ride, though. It's fucking Venom and Carnage. What are you gonna do? No fucking major Spider-Man, and that was the problem from the beginning. This movie needed a grounding point from Spider-Man. I don't care if you're gonna do it in the future. I don't care if you took the new Spider-Man movie, Far From Home, took the cutscene from here, said, oh, he's in the universe for no fucking reason. Whatever it was, the movie sucks. It has so much suck in it. Again, from casting to editing to music, this movie's filled with suck. I mean, but it might go down as one of those sucky movies that I like. Now, I don't think it sucks as much as Green... Well, hold on. No, it's suckier than Green Lantern, I'm going to say. But when you're looking at, you know, cheesy movies, comic book movies, it's up there. And it's kind of weird, like, when you're looking at this, like, okay, you got Tom Hardy, Woody Harrelson. Oh, by the way, continuing my breakdown of this, because I'm so shitty at it, the story is by Tom Hardy and Kelly Marcel. So we've got Andy Serkis directing, Tom Hardy's involved with the story, okay? Avi Arad is still producing Marvel movies. Where did they get him from? Is he a cyborg? Is he like, they have a connection to him from the grave? Is he still alive, this guy? Anyway, Avi Arad, I mean, I don't know. He's got to be older than my fucking great-grandfather. I just don't know where this movie was going. It's all over the place. It starts off horrible. It ends horrible. There's shitty acting and performances that go throughout the whole fucking movie with no rhyme or reason. I don't know who's playing what accent to try to put on a detective, and you're just horrible at it. And then they bring in a fucking storyline from Carnage's past and his history. No one gives a fuck. We don't give a fuck. You gave Woody Harrelson garbage to chew on throughout this movie. Just garbage. Amazing. I just, you know, movies get made in this pandemic. I don't give a shit about reception and box office and all that funny stuff. It just never appealed to me in certain ways, but if I'm going to be critically looking at a movie, yeah, I mean, like Sucker Punch, and there's just some really crazy things you get through, and you just wonder why the fucking movie was made, but you just enjoyed yourself. You had a good time. This might be one of those. But this is not one I'm going to say, oh, it's a mixed bag, and no, this movie sucks. But it might be just the right suck that you're going to like. Because it's comic book crazy. A little too much. And I would have rather seen it toned down. Some real dialogue for Woody Harrelson to chew on, and not the way they portrayed it. Maybe this is the 25-year-old me would have loved this fucking movie, but the 50-year-old me just has seen such great stuff, you know. I'm gonna call back to the Black Widow movie, a movie I didn't fucking want to watch. I wasn't interested in. Thought that it was put out too late. She should have been way before Captain Marvel. There should have been a, grandstand event, but I decided to watch it. What happened? I love Black Widow. Fucking decent, really good movie, I think, but I could see where not other people are going to like it, but I loved it, so. Shang-Chi, not interested. Too much shit going on. This movie just decides to have too much shit going on in a confusing, too much shit happening way with beings who can just change and put on skins and shoot, I don't know, symbiote goo out of their body, and I didn't get it. Like, just can't you breathe for a couple of minutes and have a grounding moment in your movies? I mean, even the Sam Raimi movies did it so well. Well, let's not get the third one with that Venom, but I'm just so fucking amazed. But this is a movie. I didn't do a lot of research into it or look into it, but I did hear like good things, and it's the bullshit good things. It's the good things that their money paid for. And how Tom Holland, Tom Hardy gonna do a sequel, continuation, crossover? You should have just let the Doctor Strange thing just fix it. Should have just let it be a one universe. Why at the fucking end of Spider-Man is Tom Hardy even go back then? So you can leave a piece of his goo? I just don't fucking care. Like, I don't get it, I don't get it. You got one movie, Spider-Man Far From Home. I could see where the direction they were going. I did a podcast on it. I have my nitpicks about it and my concerns. And this movie is just garbage in such a big sense that, you know, you can't just have J. Jonah Jameson's voice and images of Spider-Man and it makes it right. It just doesn't. It's bad. It's bad. It's so bad in certain parts. It's just, you know, and there were parts about the first Venom movie I really liked. Choosing to put him in certain lighting and come out into the open was done artistically and pretty scary. And that's a movie I really don't like either, the first Venom movie, but I appreciated certain things they were going for. This movie just doesn't give a fuck. Venom's out in a club, he's going to other people. Just fucking stupid. And this is supposed to be some deep dialogue, character development where they need each other, but like they argue and fight. Just enough garbage. Just too much garbage going on in this movie. And we don't have much hope, in my opinion, because it looks like Tom Hardy is playing the Brock he wants to play. Fine, he's such a great fucking actor, right? Woody Harrelson. Dude, play whatever the fuck you want. Because it looks like no one's rallying you in or focusing you on certain things. New fucking character. I mean, where the fuck are these people coming from with the story? It's done so bad. It's got so much bullshit in it. It's just, I don't know. But I gotta say, I got through the fucking movie. Felt pretty quick. This has got to be a fucking short movie. Really short. And you can feel it thrown together, right? You know, it just feels that way. You know, look, pandemic and people's visions of the characters, I'm for it. And you know what? In that case, yes, someone tried to do a zany comic book movie with two scary fucking characters and they tried to dumb it down a little and just I don't know. I mean, again, is it the time of my life I'm in? The exhaustion from work? Life being shitty at times? Like, I don't know, but I've enjoyed movies. There were movies I enjoyed. I've done podcasts on them when it was even worse. When it was shit really going on that now I'm just dealing with the ramifications of. I mean, it's just trying to be honest, but this movie is suck. It just sucks. It sucks so much. I'm fucking almost impressed. They got these fucking people. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, like, what was that Billy Zane movie, The Phantom? I don't know what it was called. He's wearing purple. And they had this vision of such greatness. It didn't come up on the screen. This happened a couple of times with, there's another movie. I can't think of them, but you know, they're out there. Image comic type things, and they try to go overboard. It just doesn't work for me here. I mean, I've watched that Green Lantern movie over a dozen fucking times. I don't see myself watching this again. I just don't. An experience I went through was sort of enjoyable because I'm a comic book geek nerd. I love the comic book stuff. Even the crazier the better. I don't know. Just crazy how sucky the movie is. And, Jesus, I gotta smoke a ball. So I'm not even sure how to wrap one of these type of podcasts up because I don't really have nothing good to talk about the movie, like, and just to go through the plot, it's just fucking, it's a nightmare. There's so much they tried to do that they failed at with dialogue and cinematography. Sometimes it just looks so bad. And fight scenes, the stakes, the dialogue, it's all so 80s comic book. And there's a reference in there to it, which I get. And maybe that's the part of me that likes the movie, that I got through it and think it's an enjoyable one-time viewing. Hey, I got to see Venom and Carnage. Go fucking at it. But this should have been set in the Spider-Man universe from the beginning. Do it right, not some fucking cutscene that's added to your Spider-Man movie where he's in a bar and he leaves some goo behind and we're supposed to tie that in. What they'll probably do is turn it into another symbiote character that we don't know about. Oh no, that we know about in the comics, and it'll be a crossover event. But you're not going to have an Eddie Brock in Spider-Man's universe? What, give it to the fucking Scorpion? That was garbage in the comic. There was a lot of things they did in the comic that kind of ruined the core of what Venom was. They did the same with Carnage. But when you have such good characters that are created at a time that's special in the comic book history, they're going to get used. They're going to become popular to a certain extent. But this isn't my vision of these characters at all. I don't care for anything going on. And you would think so with Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson. Let's not forget Michelle Williams. Who's that fucking new actress who played, I don't know what they call her, Typhoid Mary? She has the sonic scream powers. I don't know if they... A Shriek. Yeah, they did this in the comic too. A little bit. It's just fucking horrible. Love the actress. Love her. Naomi Mulaney Harris. So I do know from some stuff. Great, like I said, great actors, actresses. Just what a fucking pile of nuttiness that just doesn't live up to anything. It's, I don't even know. Who's the convenience store owner? Whoever the fuck that is, she's cool. She doesn't suck. If it seems to work in a fucking movie, if you're gonna play Venom has any sort of character development, it should have just been with her. I think that's where I would have streamlined it. Not this interpersonal stuff with Brock and them being bonded. Yeah, you want to make a moment where they have to separate, and you know, I'd cut the fucking scenes out of him going into the fucking Venom. I mean, going to a club, getting on the mic. All that shit is just cringe. It's cringe bad. And you know, you could have really, like when I saw the first movie, there were such scenes that evoked old horror movie feels that I thought they would go more that way, especially when you have Woody Harrelson playing a psychotic killer, a serial killer. It's just weird. I don't know. To see all this, to see such great actors and actresses, just, I don't know. You know, and this is a good example of, this could be just people, they all had fun. You can see this being a really fun time for them. Maybe not in a pandemic sense, but, you know, you're going to make movies, you're playing makeup and make-believe, and this could be just so much fun for them. I wouldn't be surprised if the behind the scenes make me really adore the movie in a certain way, that they got these characters and it was so comic booky, different, you know, making it different from the other movies. That's fine. I just don't like it. It's not for me. And I just think there's a distinction to be made where this might be fun. I might have got through it and enjoyed it. For the most part, it's a one-time view. But it's a shitty movie. I don't think there can be a mistake. That there's an improvement from the first one. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. But it just seems weird. And I don't know if I did a podcast on it. But I talk about my love for, like, the Batman movies. So the first Batman movie, Keaton, Nicholson, amazing. It's magic to me. The second one, underrated and much better than people give it credit for. The third and fourth one, I know are shitty movies, but I watch them all the time. Oh my god, I watch them all the fucking time. Don't shut them off and look to watch them. And I know how shitty they are made, but there's a comic book silliness that gets me. This doesn't. This just annoyed me in the aspect of, you know, when I'm registering things in my brain, separated from the, oh, I got through this movie, it's pretty quick and it's crazy comic book stuff. yeah, fine. But as a cohesive story told that continues the story, I don't really care. I'm almost aggravated of what it could be. You get Tom Hardy, you've got Woody Harrelson, Michelle Williams. Let's not forget her, right? I mean, you could just see a movie that they could be in that wins Oscars. Like, such great actors and actresses, and this is the direction they chose to go in. But I'm gonna give this one movie it sucks, but enjoyable as a ride to get through. But you're not gonna critically go through this movie and give me convincing pointers to sort of rethink my whole premise of even doing this podcast is always turn the mic on and riff. Sometimes I'll open the wiki page or something, but man, all I could think of is how much this movie sucked and what, missed potential, that type of thing. I think it might be that. I mean, what can you point to in Tom Hardy that he's done bad? I mean, Woody Harrelson, okay, yeah, he's not the premier type actor that I go to, but he's so good in certain things. Like watching Spider-Man Far From Home and watching the Green Goblin again was fucking fascinating. The actor, it just works, and I don't even think those are great movies, but man, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, I don't know what to say. If you like the first one, I guess I recommend it, but this is, I don't know, I mean, maybe it was supposed to be a shared universe and it wasn't, and I just don't know where you're trying to make a separate Venom movie. You didn't go really horror, creepy, shadow, darkness movie. I mean, you went for the balls out fireworks display in this movie, and you tried. It just doesn't work for me as a movie. And I think the fun ride of getting through a romp comic book fest is all that is really there. So if you like that, go for it. I don't know what else to say. This leaves me scratching my head. Like I said, great actors, great comic book feels, but it just doesn't come together for me as a whole. I kind of don't recommend it in that way. But if you like the movies, like I said, give it a shot. Hope everybody's doing well. Winter's here. It feels funny saying that now. Hope everybody's doing good. Take care of yourselves. Till next time.